Today, I'm going to be talking about BirdLog North America. This is an app that's closely tied to eBird, which you probably use on your computer, so you can submit bird sightings and keep lists of all the birds you've seen. You can, when you hit submit sightings, you can choose a recent location that you've already used, or you can choose a location from a map, and that'll automatically pick wherever you are. You can create a checklist that's offline so that no one else will be able to see it. Or you can also choose a nearby bird hotspot, or search for hotspots that are nearby by city. Or you can choose a nearby personal location, so other people's personal locations. If you create your own new personal location, it'll choose whatever spot you're at right now. If you choose a location from a map, it will use your GPS to find out exactly where you are, and it will have you right there. You can also look for the bird hotspots that are nearby, which are the red tabs, or your selected location is yellow, and all the personal locations nearby are blue. Then you can hit the next button, and that will take you to what day you saw it. And you can choose any time in the past, or the exact day that it is, and the exact time, and you can even change what year you saw it. Then, once you're done selecting a date, you can hit the Start button, and that will take you to the most likely birds around your area that you probably saw. Or, if you hit the All button, then you can look at all the birds that are the most likely around the U.S. Then, to say that you saw a bird, you can either click on the bird's name to enter the number of birds that you saw, or you can add comments to that specific bird. Then, once you have that bird on, you can just click next to the bird's name to add more birds. Once you've added as many birds as you like, you can hit the Save button, which will save your checklist in case you have to turn off your phone or something, so you can come right back to it later. Or you can hit the Review and Submit button, and that will let you begin to submit your checklist. And there's another comments section where you can add comments about the entire trip, and there are several options here. You can do a traveling count, where you've been moving around, and you have to enter the distance that you went in miles, and how many minutes you've been birding. And you can also change the number of observers that you've had. You can also do a stationary count where you were just in one place, so you don't have to do the miles count, but you still have to calculate the number of minutes that you were out there. But if you set it, then if you set the time previously, then you can calculate how many minutes you were out birding. You can also do an incidental count where it's just the birds you happen to see, and you don't have to have the number of minutes or how many miles you went on that. You also have an option to either say that you are submitting the full list of all the birds you were able to identify, or not all the birds you were able to identify. Then you can either hit Save again at this point, or Submit, and that will submit the checklist and put it right under your sightings. Then, after you refresh it, it will probably be accepted. You can also go to your sightings to look at all the birds that you've seen previously, and you can even edit what birds you saw. So you can just click on the list and it will show you all the birds that you saw that day and how many of them you saw. And you can click here to edit that list, or you can email the checklist to yourself. And it'll also have all the notes that you had on here. You can also have a trip counter. And what this does is it keeps track of how many birds you saw recently. So you can set it to go continuously and then stop it after maybe a few days or even a year. Or you can set it to just do one day and count up how many birds you saw that day. There's also a settings section where you can see what your eBird username is, because this is hooked up to eBird, or you can change what email address it's sending your checklist to. You can also change what language the app is in. There's a help section that has some of the commonly asked questions and a bit of information about this app. Well, anyhow, that's it. Thanks.